So we're just going to take you in, and it's an active Anglican church, and it can be dated back to the 1600s. And this is a stone church of St.Mary.
Oh, that's me.
Look at this. Now we'll show you around, and we're going to show you the oak beams, which is something special about the oak beams above our heads. So it can be dated back to the Middle Ages. It was enlarged in the 16th century to accommodate more parishioners. It's also been restored twice in the 19th century, and it's Grade 2 listed. Now, a chapel of ease once stood here before this church, and that dated from 1281. And although nothing remains of the original church, the tower, north arcade and the aisle date from around the 1500s. So you're looking at history here inside the church. In 1868, substantial restoration took place by architects Paley and Austin, and the church today is constructed in sandstone rubble with a grit stone dressing and a slate roof. And most of the interior, you can see, was designed in Romanesque style by the architect. Now if you have a look at the beams above us, so them oak beams you can see, they found traces of sea salt in the oak beams, and there's a reason for that. They think the oak beams was used from a captured Viking ship. That's why there's traces of sea salt in the oak beams. So it must have been at one point captured. Probably it could have come from across the North Sea, the Irish Sea, or how it got inland we don't know. Probably down the River Ribble, I should imagine. What else can I tell you about it? The tower stands at 60 feet and it has 3 stages built, and it's a ring of 6 bells. Now inscribed on each of the bell it says, "God preserve this church and Queen Anne." And I turn you around and show you the Baptist font, which is over there. Yeah, the Baptist font stands inside the church, as you can see, and that can be dated to the 15th century. It's lead lined as well, so you know when they lead line that they are old. So that dates from the 15th century. Really old font.
Tip them in.
You think how many people's been baptised and christened in this font? I'm going to tell you about outside. We'll show you as well. There's a grave outside which dates to 1668, and that was a grave of a plague victim. And there's a couple of 4 World War I soldiers in there and 1 from World War II, and a vase-shaped sundial outside made from sandstone. And a preaching cross with the original base dating back to the Middle Ages. The current organ was, as you can see, was built in 1906, and the stained glass windows were designed by fantastic stained glass people of the times, Shrigley and Hunt. So that's a bit of the history of the church.
Yeah.
St. Mary's.
You do know that when you see organs, these are all fake.
Oh, are they?
On the front of them, they're all fake.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's just for show?
Yeah, just for show, yeah. That's obviously how you get in and tune it.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
So we're just going to show you around the altar and that now, and back down the aisle, and we'll show you outside.
Here's the windows then, guys.
Yeah, and Shrigley and Hunt were the designers of these windows, and absolutely fantastic. The light, we just got the right light coming through now. Before it was too bright to actually see, but you can see the...
These are really old.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? You can see the actual design, and the colours are so vibrant still. Goosnargh Amicable Society.
Very Romanesque up there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
let's take you back down the aisle. But the beams interest me.
Yeah.
Just because the history behind the beams, because it's from a Viking ship, captured Viking ship. Because we're not far from Ribchester really, and Ribchester, as you know, was a big Roman settlement.
We took you there
We
before.
took you there to the baths, didn't we, and the grain houses, which I'll have to go back there and do one for YouTube, I think, definitely. There's the bell ringers ropes up there, as you can see. Oh, there's the pendulum at the clock.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can see it swinging. Let's see if I can get it on.
Pendulum of the clock moving.
Just to the left, I don't know if you can see it. There you go.
And there's a big poster or banner here saying about an ancient landmark, which it is.
And it's great to get in.
Yeah, it's so good to get in the church, isn't it? So let's take you outside and we'll show you around the graveyard, and we'll show you where the old gravestones are from the plague. So we're just in the lovely churchyard, really old churchyard of St. Mary's. We've got what's known as the Devil's Door behind us, and you know the history behind them. It was for non-conformists and also for letting the devil out if ever he tried to get in the church. But also just there is the stone I was telling you about. Now this is a grave of, or a stone from a grave of a plague victim. We can't actually see the date. We're looking like it could say October, but it's saying 16. But we know it dates from 1668, this stone, so this might be a later edition. So 1668 could actually be here where it says, but that's, like I say, that is from the plague victims, but these are the old ones as well, from the 1700s as well. And back then some people couldn't afford the full names or family names on there, so they would just get like the name of IWTH just as a marker for just to say where they were buried, really. But there's lots of big old tombs in here as well, and it's only going to be like a little brief video this, because we did come to do a live, we did start a live, but unfortunately the signal's not too clever here. But we'll just take you in a full circle, walk you around and show you some of the old gravestones and tombs. There's some really big tombs.
I think there's walks off here as well, because there's a little bridge.
A little bridge over there, isn't
just
there?
There, and there's a walker's just gone by us, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think there's a man mowing the lawn, doing a good job over there.
Yeah. From this side, it does a lot of lead writing as well, and which you don't normally get up north. It's more or less down here yourself,
me,
isn't it?
Yeah, down middle there.
A big old tomb there as well.
I like the light we're going to go and see in a minute.
Yeah, we've got a strange connection as well.
Oh, with
the light, because normally you get a lovely lantern outside the church. You get a lovely lantern outside the church, and
hello.
hiya, you okay? So we'll just take you around and see the lantern on the outside. So we're going to take you around here. Now normally on a church you'd find a church lantern, and on the entrance, this isn't the entrance but this is a side entrance, but on this one it's totally different. You can see it's a maritime lamp, and they're only used in ships. So we've got a maritime lamp on a church, but it's a great idea.
Definitely.
And it's an absolutely fantastic one as well. And they do command a lot of money these days, don't they?
They do, yeah.
They usually, that's been painted, but they're usually copper or brass. I think they're normally brass.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an unusual thing to have on a church, where you normally get a lantern, but it's a maritime one. But,
And
yeah.
Viking warship inside.
And a Viking warship inside, yeah. Yeah. But it's a lovely little village. We've just been talking to a really nice guy there who's mowing the lawn. He's lived here all his life, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he just told us about a couple of other churches which are quite local to here. So yeah, this is St. Mary the Virgin Church in Goosnargh. So we hope you've enjoyed this little move. Sorry, it should have been a live, but we just couldn't get a signal. So we'll see you next time on the Paradox Club.